Your attitude towards a thing depends on the value you place on it. Let's take, for instance, if you own a wristwatch and let's say that the value of that wristwatch is $10,000, you wouldn't just want to drop the wristwatch in the public. You want to know where that particular wristwatch is at every point in time. And that is because of the value you have placed on it. Now let's assume that you have a second wristwatch and let's say that the value goes for $5, right? Now you can misplace that wristwatch and you wouldn't even care because you can do away with $5. It's just $5, right? But let's assume that you misplace the first wristwatch that goes for $10,000. You will go all the way to look out for it, right? Because of the value you place on it. Now, your attitude towards the two wristwatches is determined by the value you placed on it. And that's why I'm bringing this topic to you in terms of the value we place on time. Time is given to us for free, it's a gift. And that is why either you are young or old, rich or poor, every one of us will have the same allocation of time per day. Every one of us we are given 24 hours each day. If you are rich, you wouldn't get an extra 30 minutes or 2 hours because you are rich, for each day or each day, right? And if you are poor, you wouldn't get anything less than 24 hours. Every one of us, we have the same allocation in terms of time. And many a times, the best things in our lives are often given to us for free. And one example is time, another is our minds. That's a subject for discussion for another day. But we are focusing on time. Now, your attitude towards your time depends on the value you place on it. Though time is free, it is priceless. Imagine if you need to buy time, right? Would you be able to afford an extra 30 minutes or would you be able to afford the 24 hours that you are given each day? Right. And again, let's look at it in the other perspective. If you have all the money in this world, you wouldn't be able to buy an extra minute or an extra 30 minutes. Interestingly, we have people in the world that are stinkingly rich. They have all the money in this world to buy an extra time. But some of them might be sick and they might have an illness, that if they have all the money in this world, they can exchange the money for that illness. But they couldn't. Why? Because time is priceless. Every single time or every single minute you are given, you need to see it as a gift. But more importantly, you need to see it as a gift that is priceless that you cannot buy. You can lose money you can lose money in time, you can gain it back, right? But when time is lost, you cannot regain it. So time is free but priceless. Now that we have seen that time is priceless, what then should we do concerning our time? Of course, the first thing you should do concerning time is to know and acknowledge the value on time. You should place a value on your time. If the value you place on your time is premium, that will determine your attitude towards it. And if otherwise, of course, that will be your attitude towards it. We have seen people that for every dollar reduction in their savings accounts, they want to know why. They want to know how they spent their money, right? But in terms of their time, they probably do not even pay attention to it. Has it occurred to you sometimes that you wonder how you spent your money? You want to know what's the budget, like what did I spend this particular amount on? Have you asked similar question in terms of your time? Like, how did I spend the last 48 hours? Could you account for it? So, the first thing you need to do concerning your time is to place value on it, place premium value on your time. And that will guide you just like the $10 wristwatch or the $5 wristwatch. That will determine your attitudes concerning or towards your time. The second thing you should do about time is to protect it. Of course, when you have placed the right value on your time, you would be able to protect it appropriately. you protect in accordance to the value you have allocated to it. Just imagine that if you have a treasure of diamond, you know how you're going to protect that, right? You wouldn't just put an easy to break security to have access to that particular for another person to have access to that particular diamond, right? That is what we are talking about. So when you place the right value on your time, you protect it. You don't just allow anyone help you waste your time. You don't want anything to steal that time or time away from you. Of course, we are in an age in which we have several things that is calling at our time. Several things are there that are ready to steal away your time. So if you have placed the right value on your time, you would protect that. Of course, many people waste time and they wonder why their life is what it is. Your life is actually the summation of how you have invested your time. And that takes us to the next thing you should do concerning your time. You should invest it. We talk about spending time. Of course, the way you can spend money, you can save money or invest it, same you can do for time. You can spend it, you can decide to waste it, and at the same time, you can decide to invest it. So I would encourage you that you invest your time. Of course, if you invest it, there will be a return on investment. That means that you put yourself on the path to success and on the path to achieving a great life that you have always desired. The fourth thing is that you need to manage your time. This is important. When we talk about management, it has to do with working towards making profit with what is given into your custody. I've established that time is a gift, and of course, God gave us this gift, and is looking out for how we're going to use this resource. So, in a way, He has given every one of us the ability or the responsibility to manage this priceless resource, which is called time. So, how are you managing your time? Are you spending your time on valuable activities or tasks, or are you just there whiling away time? So, you should manage it appropriately. Of course, the fifth thing is don't waste time. Just as the Holy Scripture says that we should make the most opportunity of every time. And lastly, convert your time to tangible products. So I will leave you with that today. And of course, this is just the first part on a series that I will be starting concerning this subject called time. You can subscribe to my channel if you find this video impactful and turn on the notification to get notified when I upload new videos. Also, I have authored 16 books that you will find valuable. You will find the links to access the book in the description below. Thank you for your time. See you some other time.